to talk about this at all.
All right. So, for those of you that are either new to our channel or whatever, quick backstory. Cyberpunk 2077. That's the first time we've mentioned the name of this game on our channel pretty much since right after launch. We put a ban on talking about the game on our channel. We both played it. I beat it a couple of times, saw different endings. We both put a decent amount of time into it. Enjoy the story and some of the characters, but clearly the game is a fucking mess. And clearly CD Projekt Red is a mess and all the shit around the game. So we haven't talked about it on our channel. Until now. More as if the story and the legacy of this game couldn't get any worse. It just does. It just gets worse. It just gets worse. All right, so first of all, currently, it's still a buggy, unpolished mess, specifically on consoles. It still crashes. They have put out a lot of updates, no doubt. It's still a mess. It's still not in a state that they're happy with, obviously, that anybody's happy with. There's still missing features. It's PC is still the best place to play, but anyway, it's still a mess. It's also
PlayStation. Yeah, I was gonna say PlayStation is actually, not happy with its progress, even with all the updates too, because the game's still not on the PS Store, Josh.
It's still not listed on the PlayStation Store. And now what? When did the game come out? December?
Yeah. That's a joke.
It is a joke. It's a mess. Here's why I bring it up. Let me run through some key points here, and then let's discuss this.
Yeah.
So, it's well known that the game sold well pretty much initially, right? But then they had to issue refunds and all of that stuff.
They still made a profit.
Yeah. It's well known that obviously the game launched in a state that was not good, and that the devs, the actual people making the game, didn't want to release it. Right? They weren't ready. They didn't have enough time. Like, there still needed a lot more development. Execs at CD Projekt said, nope, we're releasing it. After a couple delays, came out, bad. So, now, even though the execs made terrible decisions and they're bad human beings, a article broke a couple days ago, at the time of recording this, on Bloomberg by a friend of the show, Jason Schreier.
Oh, he's a friend of the show?
The amount of time we fucking cite him, he might as well be.
I guess you're right.
The CD Projekt execs will be getting millions of dollars in bonuses, Brett. So
That's bullshit.
now this is something we've actually talked about on our channel before, about the bonus stuff with this game prior to its launch, right? And we were like, did some quick math, and we're like, oh, our CD Projekt employees could make almost $50,000 in bonuses with this bonus system that they have if the game does really well and hits whatever targets.
That was in relation to the working overtime.
Right.
We were saying, like, it's, it sucks that the employees had to work overtime, but they were going to be compensated greatly once the game did launch and succeeded,
Right. So the execs are going to get millions in bonuses now, and the rest of the staff will also get bonuses. We know this. But it should have obviously been bigger ones, and they may have gotten a lot more money, like we originally talked about, if the game had been delayed and only released when they asked, okay? If the devs had more time to work on it and iron everything out, then it likely would have sold more, which would have made them more money, obviously.
Yep.
But instead, we know management pushed the game out anyway. Now, like I mentioned, the marketing machine that they had still, which was ridiculous, still led to 13 million copies sold, which was less than expected, but still good, and still turned a profit. However, not only was their image hurt, but their profits were hurt from returns, refunds, all of that stuff. Okay. So now, Brett, is Winsky and Adam, the CEOs of CD,
Kaczynski and Lewinsky,
the CEOs of CD Projekt, are each slated to receive, Brett, a bonus of equivalent to $6.3 million. Adam Badowski, yes, USD. Adam Badowski, a board member and the director of the game, will take home $4.2 million. Okay. Again, this is part of the company's annual profit sharing program. Okay.
Didn't we talk about Badowski for something
Yeah, for being bad.
on Twitter? Didn't he tweet something? We made a whole topic about it on the pod.
I think you're right.
Because we were like, his name literally has bad in it.
I don't remember what it was, but you're right. Anyway.
Go ahead.
So this is part of their profit sharing program, which again we've talked about, based off of the company's 2020 earnings. Okay, which according to this Bloomberg article in the company, jumped more than 500% in 2020, even given everything, all the mess surrounding Cyberpunk. However, it also makes sense because they released a new game right in that year, in that quarter, so that would make sense that their profits would increase.
Real quick, I did some research. Adam Badowski is the guy that responded to Jason Schreier's article.
Mm-hmm.
He had a really bad response. He's the one that I tweeted at, and I said, I'm sick of this old gen console bullshit. The game has significant issues on both old and next gen consoles.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So that's Adam Badowski.
Right. Got it.
He's going to be getting $4.2
million.
$2 million. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So let me break this down for you real quick, Brett. And then once I give you all these numbers and stuff, we'll dive into it.
All right.
Okay. So some employees told Bloomberg that they're only going to receive $5,000 to $9,000 bonuses. Right? Now we know this is not a new thing, and it's not just in Poland or the United States, whatever it is. We know there's a huge disparity between what the higher ups and CEOs make comparative to their workers, right? We get that.
Yeah.
That's old news. We get that. We know. Other senior employees, right, said that they're going to get $15,000 to $20,000. Well, that's better. But it's still not. It's no 4.2 million, right? It's no 6.3.
These are bonuses,
million.
mind you.
Right, bonuses.
These aren't salary.
It's none of those.
It's bonus.
Okay. Managers and directors are going to probably get even more than that. Okay. And here is where it gets abysmal, folks. In a statement, a CD Projekt Red spokesperson said that the company had allocated a total of $29.8 million to 865 employees, right? And if you're doing the quick math, you're like, wow, almost $30 million, right? That's a lot of employees. Hell, that's an average of $34,000 per employee. Not every fucking employee is getting $34,000, right? As they've already stated in this article, like it's not every single employee is going to get that. And it's also very, very deceiving because, Brett, think about those 865 employees getting $29.8 million divvied up amongst them, right? But what if I told you that just five human beings on CD Projekt's board are going to get $28 million? So about 50-50. So 50% of the bonuses are going to 865 people, while the other 50% of the bonuses are going to 5.
I don't like this. I'm going to get up.
I'm
done. Is that all right?
Yeah. Do whatever
Stay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus I have to flash my hand a lot. That's not good. That's really bad.
I don't like that.
So now,
and hold on,
go ahead.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Mind you, the executives that are getting all the most money are the ones that fucked up the whole thing.
Right.
And the designers and the small guys were the ones that were trying to just make their vision and fix it. And the ones that have to work overtime to fix it, they're getting less. But the people that fucked it up are getting more.
Right.
So in the end, justice was not served.
And on that point, Brett, I'd like to not play devil's advocate because I can't with this point of view because I don't I think it's stupid and shows the real lack of brains in some people's heads. I have seen an argument. Brace yourself for this. I have seen an argument that they're like, well, the board didn't make those decisions that the executives did and that the directors did, and I was like, well, maybe a couple of them didn't that are just have a financial stake in the company, right? But the board, as we've already seen, is almost completely comprised of the executives and the directors that are in charge of the fucking game. They sit on the board. They get those bonuses. They make those decisions.
Yep.
They're beholden to themselves to get more profits. How can the people that are responsible for the poor performance of the game and the sullying of the company and the overwork of those employees, get more money or the same amount of money as 865 other people.
Josh, it's just so ironic, this whole thing. The game being about shitty corporations, taking over and being abysmal. Yet you see it right here in the studio. They were the chosen one. They were supposed to do right by us, and they failed us.
It is the exact themes that play out in the game that make up its world are exactly what's happening with the production of the game itself. And if that isn't fucking prophetic, I don't know what else is.
Ironic.
Anyway, when asked in this investor call where all this came out, whether it was appropriate for the board to take such hefty bonuses, considering the stuff around the game, one of the CEOs said, Kaczynski said, their compensation had always been tied to the company's profits. Here's what he said. Here's what he said. Quote, "We earn this money, and the company earned this money. Of course, but more net profits, more bonuses. So, well, we have results, we get bonuses, and that's the contract we have." End quote.
Well, something needs to change then in those contracts, because that's not right. Especially in this case, they should be ashamed of themselves for that. That's not cool. They know they fucked up this game. They know that they were the ones responsible.
It seems like at every turn, they are just trying to completely tank the image of this company because it's laughable at this point, the decisions that they have made and the things that they have done. It's fucking laughable, and yet they continue to do it. And none of it has ever been about what the actual product is or the art, right? Or the employees, right? It's always been about what is the money and the profits with this thing. This is a prime example and one of the most satiant examples in the gaming industry. A company, right, that went from something like The Witcher 3, found huge success for something that they actually poured their time into, right, and took seriously and put the effort into. And there was issues with their labor stuff with that and their workers, yes, but cared about it. And you saw the end product, right, which was great, right? Compare it to like everything that was in the fucking game case with The Witcher 3. Stuff like that, where they clearly cared. Compare it to this, where they got too big for their britches, made too much money, it all went to their heads, and now they are shite. It's sad.
I don't even have anything to say. I wish we didn't have to talk about this anymore. Yeah. We put a ban on them because nothing good could outweigh the bad that has already happened with this company. And it's just more bad.
It's all bad. It's terrible. So, I don't really know what else I have to say about it. Apparently, one last note in the article, it says that CD might be re-examining its practices in an attempt to keep staff from departing, right? Because obviously they're probably hemorrhaging talent. But who knows if they're actually going to do that, right? And then one employee apparently said, quoted in this article, that the company reevaluated salaries and increased wages for their lowest paid positions, such as testing, to align them with other standards. But it's still... This is a bad company, and I don't know what else to say. This is a company
don't say anything.
That's going to go the way of EA and Ubisoft.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Josh and Bret really need you too. I love them. So do it. It would be a shame if you missed more of their videos. Hit the notification bell too, so you know when there is a new upload.